just can't seem to find my camera. I guess we can check in here. It seems unlikely. Well, whoops. It was in here. Anyways, that's awkward. But you know what's not awkward? This cooler stand that I made. So, let's talk about how we turned a normal cooler into this high-class, high-functioning cooler stand. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to this week's video. Today, as you saw in the intro, we are making a cooler stand. So the first thing we need to do is make some legs. So we'll be cutting our cedar 2x4s at 8 pieces of 36 inches. Let's get into it. Alright, so as you can see, we have our 8 pieces of 36-inch legs cut. Now we are going to cut our 4 pieces at 24 inches, and then we're going to need 4 pieces at 13 inches, 13.75 inches, or 13 3/4 inches for our inside framing. It'll make sense when you see me start assembling it. So let's do that. Alright guys, so a quick adjustment. I misspoke. I said 4 pieces at 13 3/4 inches. However, we need 5 pieces, I decided. And then for our bottom brace here, 13 3/4 inches would be way too long. So these pieces actually have to be 9 3/4 inches long. So we are gonna trim 4 inches off of these pieces really quick. So I'll do that off camera, and I'm also gonna sand and pocket hole and stain off camera. So you will see me once all those steps are done and we are assembling this bad boy. Alright, so just a quick update. For our 3 pieces that make up our bottom brace, those all got pocket holes. Nothing for our top brace is getting pocket holes. And for our legs, we have 4 pairs of 2 pieces of wood, so 8 pieces in total. Only one pair, or one of the 2 pieces of wood for the pairs of legs actually got a pocket hole. So for those of you keeping tabs at home on how to do this, that is it. 4 legs out of the 8 get pocket holes, 1 for each pair. So that's just a quick update. Now I'm gonna sand, and now I'm gonna stain, and you will see me after that once we start assembling for real this time. We finished staining everything, as you can see over here, over there. So now we are gonna finally start assembling this bad boy. And a quick programming note, if you're making something for outside, Craig does in fact make outdoor weatherproof screws. So that's what we're gonna be using to put all of this together. Using some easy clamps from DeWalt and from Bora Tool to keep these all together and in place in the 4 different sections when it comes to the legs, as well as for when we are working on the bottom base frame. So if it's confusing, it'll make sense in a couple seconds, I promise. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so as you can see what we did not pocket hole this top part for our frame, because this is all these corners are going to be getting covered by our legs. But the top frame was done. We pre-drilled the holes with like a 7/64 bit, drove it home with these decking screws using a T20 bit, and we just hit that in every corner here. So our top frame's done. We have our bottom frame done, and then our 4 legs. So the next thing I'm going to do is put it together. Alright, so obviously you saw me get these legs attached, so you're like, why didn't you do the base part? The simple reason is because we need to figure out how the cooler is going to fit and where we need to get everything aligned. But before I can even do that, I got to take apart said cooler, taking off all the hardware for the hinges, the handles, things of that nature. And since every cooler is kind of different and it all depends on the cooler you own, I'm really not going to show that part, but you will see me once I'm done taking said cooler all apart. First of all, hi Blue. second of all, as you can see, we have our cooler in place now. We did have a bit of a hiccup, and as if you can tell, there's been a design change. When I measured out everything, I measured it directly for this 24-inch gap and the 13-inch depth. However, I didn't factor in the thickness of the actual 2x4s, so it should have been 24 inches plus 3 inches because there'd been an inch and a half on each side, and it should have been 13.75 inches plus 3 inches for the 1.5 thickness on the front and back of our frame. But because I cut it direct, the cooler couldn't fit in, so I had to take the frame apart, and then I pocket hold it. I cut the pieces to the correct length I needed in order to make them fit in, and then I pocket hold those into place. So that's why this cooler top looks different now, but we got it fixed, and I got a phone call to answer. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go get the material I'm going to be using for our side panels all over the place. So I'm going to go get that material, and then you'll see me assembling it all together. Alright, so we have the Yeah No Yeah podcast going as my background noise right now. However, a lot has happened since my camera died. We made all of our paneling pieces for the outside of the cooler. We just took our 2x4 cedar pieces, ripped those in half on my table saw, pocket holed them after we sanded them and stained them. And so now all these panels are put together, and now we are going to get them assembled on the actual cooler stand itself. So let's get into it. Alright, so as you can see, we have all of our paneling in for now. The next thing we are going to do is make the top of our lid. And so what we're going to do is we're going to learn from our mistake from earlier and cut this at 27 inches. And then we are going to rip it in half so that we will have a nice 1.5 inch piece chilling on both sides. So if that sounds confusing, I'm going to do it and it won't be as confusing. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have the hinges in place. Pops is here. Pops.
Hi Pops.
What up, Pops? Next, I went ahead and I cut the pieces for our lid. These are 26 3/4 inches. We have 5 of them. With one of the pieces, I used the table saw to rip it down to 2.5 inches wide so that all 5 pieces would sit perfectly flush in there from front to back. And obviously, since this one middle piece is 2.5 inches, it is our middle piece because character and stuff. So I'm gonna sand these, I'm gonna stain these, and then I'm gonna put these on top for our lid. Alright guys, so as you can see, our top is now secured. I also added this handle for the front here, so we got some good liftage there. Obviously you can see our lid is tightly secured in there. We have our our cooler out here. You know, obviously there was a lot of stain from my hands in there, so I'm just using some mineral spirits to clean that up. But I'm also gonna touch up the outside here so that our brad nails are pretty much covered. A lot of our holes around the sides and such are covered. So I'm gonna put some wood filler in those right now. But that is pretty much gonna be it for this video. You will see some nice B-roll shots after this. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please leave a like on the video, comment down below. What did you think? Did you try this project yourself? Let me know. We can chat about it in the comments section. Don't forget to have a great day or night. Don't forget to keep God number one. God bless.